How's everybody doing? I know, that's a good looking hat. Shout out to Ryan from Wolf Creek. I've been wearing this hat like crazy since I got back from Buck and Stock. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to jump right into it because I don't want this video to be crazy long. When we were at Buck and Stock, a fella brought a piped 395 there, and Buck and cut with it, and it cut really well. And I thought, you know what? It's time. I need to get me a pipe so that I can build a saw around it. So I got home from Buck and Stock and I ordered a CPI expansion chamber for a 395, friends. For two reasons. Number one, I'm waiting for parts right now. I'm going to build a work saw for Sizemore because I really want him to have another saw to cut with. And at the same time, I'm going to build a ported piped race saw. I'm not a racer, friends, but you guys know the deal. And we can talk about the differences. Okay, so I ordered a CPI pipe. Now, today's video, the question is, because we've all read it in the comments, we've all heard guys say, the performance pipes that guys like me use, they don't work, they don't do anything. Expansion chambers are the only way to go on a two-stroke. So, let's let the rubber meet the road, friends. Everything sounds great until the saw hits the wood. So today's video, I'm going to run my ported 394 with a Dan from Missouri performance pipe against a CPI expansion chamber. This is going to be interesting. I have no idea how drastic it's going to be. I know the expansion chamber is going to make more power, friends, and it should cut faster. I'm going to do my darndest to tune them both to their utmost ability, but this ought to be interesting, friends. So let's get right to the tailgate. I have to put a half wrap on my 394, and then we will be cutting American ash. It is hard as a rock. We're going to run a 24-inch bar and chain, and I'm going to do 3 cuts with my Dan from Missouri pipe. Then we will swap to the CPI and do 3 cuts with that. Let's do this. This should be very interesting. Okay, guys, here's my 394. I put that recoil on, so now it actually says 394. This is my ported saw. This is not a hot saw. This saw was built for being a work saw, and it excels at that. I've done a decent amount of cutting with this saw. Anyhow, I know, why don't you use the right tools, Tin Man? A lot of my tools are still packed away, friends, from Buck and Stock. True story. I gotta spend a couple days and get myself squared away again. This will work for the time being. Anyways, what I'm doing here, I'm putting a half wrap on this just for right now. Okay, friends, now that we have the half wrap on there, without further ado, what are we testing today? How much faster is an expansion pipe on a ported saw versus this? Now, friends, I've never had a pipe saw in my life. I've never built one. This is a Dan from Missouri pipe. This saw is nuts. It's very fast. And this is my big work saw. It is ported. I did it on the channel. It's got a lightweight piston. It has machine work. It has giant transfers. It has a high exhaust roof. So, friends, let's see. I don't know anything about this pipe. I saw one at Buck and Stock on a 395, and the fellow said he ported it and threw this on, and that thing cut. Well, you guys have probably seen it in the videos. So I went on eBay and I ordered one of these. And this was not cheap, let me tell you, but I didn't care. I had to have one. And it's rusting already. I'm not super impressed with that. I wiped a nice layer of rust off this when I pulled it out of the package. So I'm definitely going to have to paint this thing. But anyhow, friends, Dan from Missouri pipe on my saw. And this, friends, this is just non-science science. I just want to see, what am I going to do with this pipe? Well, I'm going to take that 395 that I bought at Buck and Stock, and I am going to build a pipe saw just for fun. Can bring it to events, horse around when the boys are over. and just have a little fun. So to my knowledge, this is the only pipe you could buy for $3.95. So anyhow, I have a 24-inch bar. I think this is a skip. Don't matter to me. It's sharp. And what are we gonna cut? Well, we're gonna cut this. There's a knot in it. Whatever. Non-science. I'm probably gonna strip the bark off. See what's under there. Oh, it's pretty clean. Okay, I'm not too worried about it. This is American elm. This is hardwood. You guys have seen me cut this before. This stuff is hard, so we'll I don't know, what should I do? 3 cuts? I'll do 3 cuts with the 94 with my pipe, and then we'll mount this thing and we'll do 3 cuts. Okay, guys, I'm going to tune each saw to the best of my ability. Let's get this thing warm and get my tuning screwdriver. Okay, 394 built by me. Not a race saw, it's just a regular old-fashioned build. I got a big ugly knot here, so my first cut, my tuning cut, I think I'll cut that knot out. Okay, I'm going to do a tuning cut and then we'll go. Okay, friends, I squeaked this up as high as I want it, and I'll do, well, what should we do here? Let's do a couple cuts, and then we'll put that pipe on. What do you guys think? 2 cuts? Now let's do 3. There's a knot back here, but I should be able to cut around that. Okay guys, let's go put that pipe on. And I took the top cover off to make life easier. I also fixed the kill switch wire. This one was broken right here. And if you're wondering what we're dealing with, you saw porters out here. 98 on the exhaust, 122 blowdown, 158 intake. My transfers are staggered slightly, if I remember correctly. meaning they open a little more at the primary first and then secondary. And yeah, so that's what we're dealing with. I'll just go like this. Flip you guys forward. This pipe is uber hot. Somebody's asking me what you do on these saws that have mounting studs. Well, I just put a bolt in there backwards, and I think I ground down the one side so it just fits. Okay, and then you have your mounting bolts. Then you got to drop it when you're taking it off, very important. Okay, one side. And the other side, I know you guys can't see, but here's what it is. This pipe is hot. Saw runs pretty good for, well, it's a work saw. Some people say, what does that mean? Well, it means you can run this saw all day at like that. This saw does not fade away. It doesn't have restarting issues. It'll idle. You can throw it on the ground while you're, dragging limbs, dragging brush, and it'll just sit there and purr all day long. It is a glorious thing. Okay, so we got this gasket, and then we have a head pipe, which I like because way easier to put on. Okay, got a head pipe here. The only thing to make this better is if it came with fasteners, and believe me, what we're gonna see, I don't those guys that build race saws, a lot of them are crusty old timers and they know what they're doing. I don't expect to be on their level, but we're gonna try. Okay, friends, we ordered some parts from Ryan at Wolf Creek to help us out with this build. I want to go. They make a 100cc big bore. Okay, 100cc big bore. Highway does. So I want my race saw to be 100cc's. Now there's a. Okay, so I think, friends, we got to take off that side bolt that we just put back on. Now again, friends, a guy doesn't want to go running these. I don't want to run this in the woods because it's going to be heavy. And that's the thing. I always get comments from very uninformed people, and that seems to be the internet these days. If you don't know about something, you should comment, right? That's not a shot at anybody, but I noticed that. Like, friends, I watch YouTube to learn. I'm intrigued by what other people do, whether that be chainsaws or diesel engines or whatever. I watch guys restore motorcycles. But I would never comment and say, hey, you're doing that wrong, or you know what I mean? I'm not that guy. Okay, then we got that there. It's the standard anti-vibration unit here. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, I'll zip that back together. Okay, we got that anti-vibe on there. Now slide this on to the head pipe, like so. I'm going to start this nut. I wonder if I still got my spring hooks from my dirt biking days. I don't know if I do. I want to say I do, but okay, friends, and then there's a spring that holds it together right here. Oh, I just ran my arm over a freshly sharpened chain, so that's gonna cut me open. Yes, sir. Like and subscribe. Remember what the Tin Man does for you guys. I put myself in danger. You guys don't got to do nothing. I never say that. You guys know. Okay. So I need to find my spring puller. Just give me a second here, friend. There you go. Spring is on. Friends, if you're wondering if your chains are sharp, if you just touch it and it does that to you, your chains are sharp. Just like that. Okay, top cover down. This is pretty cool. Maybe we'll do some storm damage cleanup like this, piped. I don't know how loud this is going to be, but I'm guessing, I don't know if it'll be any louder than the other pipe, but these create resonance. Basically what this does, friends, is it puts air and fuel, it creates, how can I say this? It creates the right situation where the exhaust evacuates quickly, which allows the transfers to fill, but then that pulse that it sends down here comes back and forces a little bit of air and fuel back into the cylinder right before the piston closes. That's what a good pipe does. Okay? Not like the pipes that we use. The pipes that we use allow the combustion chamber to empty quicker, and it actually, I feel like these types of pipes, friends, when they work, when you build a pipe like this and you put it on your saw should be lean or richer, okay, not leaner. A muffler mod's always leaner, I find. These make the saw richer, which means it's getting more fuel. The question is why. Okay, friends, we're gonna set this up same. Now I got to heat this pipe up. You want these to get warm. They work better that way, as I understand. But let's fire this thing up and we'll tune it, and let's make 3 cuts. Okay, friends, I just broke my recoil. I'll be right back. Always something. Guys, the center of that other recoil just blew up. This saw has very advanced timing. That's where it wanted to run. And it kicked back a little bit when you pull it over. And when it kicked back, it actually broke the center of the recoil. Okay. This saw likes to start on fast idle with a pipe. It just is what it is. Ready? Okay, we're going to warm it up. Friends, I'm going to try to give this thing a little bit more fuel. Felt like it was leaning out there a little bit in the cut. Okay. Full choke or fast idle. I hit a knot there, friends. We're not going to count that one. Okay, ready? Okay, friends, well, saw runs totally different with that pipe on it. Okay, friends, there it is. 394 ported with a pipe. Now, I haven't checked the times, but see to the pants, what did this pipe do? The saw wants to start on fast idle, which I find interesting. And also, it seems to four-stroke with the fuel set at about the same. So the high jet is about the same as it is with my pipe. What did this create, though, friends? Torque. Tons and tons of torque. I can lean on this saw with all 270 pounds of me, and it does not slow down at all. Okay? Is the saw faster? I don't know. We'll have to do an overlay and see. But I will say, friends, huge torque. I'm glad I did this test. It opened my eyes a little bit, back to back. Torque, friends, torque, and more torque, which means a fella could really play with his exhaust roof height with one of these pipes, and a lot of intake timing and a lot of exhaust roof and giant transfers, and I think we could create something fairly fast. So that's the plan. Okay, guys, I'm just editing the video. Well, I think that shows that a expansion chamber, a performance pipe on a two-stroke, does indeed make more power. Almost a full second in the cut on average. That's like 20% faster. It's pretty impressive, friends. Now, one thing I did notice is that the CPI pipe, I could lean on that thing as hard as I want, and it never slows down. So, interesting. Take it for what it is. I just thought I would try this. And one thing I could say is we can put a way more aggressive chain on that CPI pipe than I could on a performance pipe. Does that mean performance pipes are no good? Absolutely not. I'm not rolling around in the bush with a half wrap and that pipe that's blowing right at me, and the extra weight and all that kind of stuff. Performance pipes have their place, and tuned pipes or expansion chambers have their place. So interesting results, and we're going to play with this some more. I'm going to build a saw just for that pipe. So anyhow, friends, hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Take her easy. Later.